Now we're going to cover just a quick tutorial on how to assemble the Loc-Line. It essentially works the same way with all three sizes. What you want to do is take your Loc-Line, put it flat on a table. That's the easiest way to do it. Take your pliers, and it says ball end up and socket end up. The ball end is the end here that has the rounded piece. The socket end is kind of the flared piece. So you want to take your Loc-Line, put it flat on the table, as close together as you can. Orient your pliers the right way. Push the pliers down onto it. You give it a squeeze and you're all set. With the half-inch system, it works exactly the same way. Take your Loc-Line, put it flat on a table, look for the marking on the pliers. This says ball end up, so the ball end is going to go towards the ball end. Take the pliers, push it squarely down onto the Loc-Line, give it a little squeeze, and again, you're all set, ready to go. With the 3/4 inch system, exactly the same way. Lay it flat on a table. You have the socket end and the ball end. Again, ball end pointing towards the ball end. Lay the Loc-Line down on the table, put your pliers on, give it a little squeeze, and you're all set. One important note, the pliers are for assembly only. They're not used for taking the Loc-Line apart. To take the Loc-Line apart, you don't want to try pulling it apart because that's difficult. If you bend it, it will pop apart if you bend it onto itself. If you wanted to take a piece off of the end of the Loc-Line, you can do that. It's tougher to grab onto, so what we recommend doing is taking the Loc-Line. I recommend putting on a glove just to protect your hand. Bend the Loc-Line, and you want to take a screwdriver and put it in just far enough that it gets just behind this smallest point here. Point it away from your face and pop the bead off. It's that easy.